What's up, Patriots? Welcome to my live. Okay. Welcome. What's up, Patriots? Welcome to my live. If you're just joining now, do me a favor. As always, please click the share button. Share this live video with your friends, your followers, your family, the people that you know. Smash the likes and hearts. And what's the other thing? Throw comments in the chat. That's right. So let's give people a little bit of time to jump on, please. And we have some stuff to cover today. We have definitely some things to talk about. So let's give everyone a little time. But if you're joining, click the share button. That's the most important thing. If you're not already following my page, please give it a follow. Make sure you click whatever the setting is to make sure you're getting notifications. Hey, Joshua. I see you guys jumping on. But for everyone just joining me right now, do me a favor. Please share this video. Click likes and hearts. Throw comments in the chat. But share, share, share. All right, so I got a comment. Somebody reached out to me and left me a private message the other day. Tugged at my heartstrings a little bit. The person said, "We missed hearing from you regularly. Separation anxiety is real." So I thought that was well, I love you too, Julie. I thought that was a good opportunity for me to sort of, explain to people what's been going on with me, not just recently, but in general, and talk about why you haven't heard from me so much recently, why you haven't heard from me as much in the last few months, and also what's coming in the future. I think, make all of this make sense for you guys. Can you hear me okay? I feel like I'm screaming like a lunatic. But that's only because I'm not at home where I normally have my microphone and my setup. And I'm like 3 feet away from my computer. So for some reason, I feel the need to scream like you guys are deaf. I'm actually in California right now. I have some amazing supporters all over California, but the people I'm staying with right now are particularly just incredibly kind and generous and supportive toward me. I've come out to California several times in the last year, and they've let me stay in their home. This is their stuff. They actually have lots of walkway shirts and flags and yard signs and stuff. So I thought, why not just sit amidst all of the walkway stuff while I do my live? Thank you. Bev says you sound perfect. Okay, so here is the deal. So first of all, we just got done doing the Walkway Black Culture War debate event. I hope you guys all watched it. If you didn't watch it, go to walkawaycampaign.com. It'll pop up as soon as you go to the website. You can see it. It was really incredible. That event was very, very difficult to do. It just required an enormous amount of preparation, trying to get the panelists together, their contracts, the venue, preparing the questions, getting all the content together and everything. It was an enormous amount of work. And in the meantime, while all of that's happening, I'm always still working behind the scenes to build and develop and get Walkaway Social ready to launch to all of you guys. But let's take this a step at a time. So I want to sort of explain to you guys. When I started Walkaway, which was in May of 2018, my life went like this. Crazy, like crazy. I don't think anybody has really had an experience quite like what I had, at least in the political world. Even people who are much more successful than I am, who are a lot more famous than I am, who are a lot bigger names than I am, most of them took a very different path than I took. When I think of a lot of people, who, like I said, are just bigger names than I am, most of them kind of rose up a ladder. They either joined other organizations or they became media personalities and sort of worked their way up the ladder that way. I put my video out in May of 2018. I created the Walkaway campaign on Facebook, and it was literally less than 2 months later. It was 6 weeks later that I went on the Tucker Carlson show. But even before I did the Tucker Carlson show, I had already done probably at least 100 interviews on radio and podcasts and local regional like television things or podcast things. And then when I did Tucker 6 weeks after releasing my video, that made everything just go. And the next night I did Laura Ingraham, and the day after that I did Charles Payne, and the day after that I did Fox and Friends, and the day after that I did Judge Janine. And then I did a bunch of other things like Diamond and Silk, and that was literally within the first 2 months. Then the growth of Walkaway was so explosive, it was difficult to even keep up with. Now, I had help, don't get me wrong. I had a number of volunteers that jumped in from the very beginning. People were helping to organize my media interviews and my speaking engagements and the growth of the Walkaway group, which was now like tens of thousands, then hundreds of thousands. We had thousands of videos pouring in. Everyone wanted to talk to me. Everyone wanted me to be everywhere doing everything. And I tried as best as I could to keep up with all of it. And then that summer in 2018, I was on the Alex Jones show. And I told Alex on the commercial break that I was thinking about doing a march on Washington. And I said I hadn't decided yet. I was still thinking about it. We came back from the commercial break and he just said it on his audience. He was like, tell everyone what you're doing, what you just told me. So we basically announced on his show that I was doing the Walkaway March on Washington. And then at that point, we had to do it. Because the cat was out of the bag, it was announced, and I had to figure out in a period of about 2.5 months how to do a march on Washington, organize a gala dinner, the closing brunch event with Dinesh D'Souza. Somehow we pulled it all off. It was me and 2 other people that organized all of that in the midst of doing now hundreds of media interviews, traveling around doing speaking engagements, and we pulled off this incredible thing. After we pulled that off, I knew that we had to take Walkaway into the next year and organize it and make it better and do even more. So going into 2019, immediately we formed the Walkaway Foundation, and within the first quarter of 2019, we were already doing the Walkaway Black Americans town halls, the Walkaway LGBT town halls. We were starting to plan the Walkaway Hispanic American town halls, which we did later. We're creating the Walkaway Hard Truth episodes, educational videos. I was traveling around the country, going to the Women's March, going to BLM protests and Antifa protests. I was doing street interviews, doing nonstop media interviews throughout 2019. And it was just a whirlwind of, I literally did not sleep for 3 years. I mean, I just was 7 days a week doing radio, television, traveling, writing video content, doing a podcast. I mean, it was insanity. And my plan was to get to the 2020 election, like literally at the beginning of 2019. This is after already doing 6, 7, 8 months of craziness in 2018. I thought, you need to just keep working, keep pushing, keep pushing, keep working, keep pushing until the 2020 election. Once you get through the 2020 election, you can take like a month off. Just take a break, get some sleep, get some rest, recover from this like 2.5 year cyclone that just came traveling through your life. Well, we got to the 2020 election, and when we got to the 2020, and by the way, in the year 2020, when the whole world stopped for COVID, I didn't stop. My team and I, we didn't stop. You guys remember we were doing Rescue America rallies every week, starting in the month of June through November, every week. So we did something like 27 rallies or something in the course of 5, 6 months. Craziness. So we got to the election. The election didn't end on the election day, and the election went throughout November, throughout December, into January, and throughout all of that, I was traveling to Georgia and to swing states, and I was doing Stop the Steal rallies, and I was doing door knocking in Georgia for the Senate runoff going into January. And then January 6th happened. I think we know how that went. And shortly after January 6th, the Walkaway campaign got banned on Facebook. And then I got FBI raided and taken to jail. And when I got out of jail, I discovered that the government was accusing me of insane things. and charging me with numerous felonies and threatening to charge me with obstruction of Congress. So I was potentially facing decades in prison for the 8 minutes that I stood outside of the Capitol. Immediately after getting arrested, I began getting banned by PayPal, Venmo, Stripe, Patreon, MailChimp, Constant Contact, Facebook, Instagram, my donor portals, communication services. I had employees quitting. I had lawyers quitting. I was being charged with felonies. Several months later, I was served with a summons that I am being sued, civilly sued, by 9 Capitol Police officers who I've never met in my entire life, suing me for conspiracy to assault because they're claiming they got injured by people on January 6th and that it's my fault that they got injured because I did rallies at swing states encouraging people to call for an audit, a forensic audit of the vote. So basically, their theory is that if I had not been out encouraging people to challenge the election results and to encourage a forensic audit of the vote, they wouldn't have gotten injured on January 6th, so I'm responsible for that. The reason I'm telling you all of this is because I never got my break after the 2020 election. In fact, my life got markedly worse and more dangerous and more targeted. On top of all of these things, I've had to endure nonstop stalking and harassment and death threats and my name being shredded in the media and so much more. It's hard to even quantify the amount of trauma and anxiety and stress and uh, I mean, I don't even think that there's a word to accurately describe what my life has been like for the last year and a half. Now, on top of all of that, I've just come off of 2.5 straight years of nonstop work, like a machine, like a robot, like a racehorse, just working and working and working because I just wanted to build Walkaway as big as it could be, as successful as it could be. I didn't want to stop. I didn't want to let up. I didn't want to let down. And so now I'm thinking to myself, I can't allow everything that I worked for to fall apart and to be taken away based off of these accusations against me in conjunction with January 6th. And so I had to just keep going. And once I got through my sentencing this year, we went to California and we did our first Walkaway rally after I got off of house arrest. And then we did an event with Carrie Lake in June. And I have done CPAC and I did the January 6th prison cell performance art piece. We just did the Black Debate event. And I have been pushing and pushing and pushing to continue the Walkaway message and movement. And I've done now dozens of events this year around the country for Walkaway. But what you guys don't really know that much, in addition to all of this, is that I have also been working for over a year to build our own social media platform, Walkaway Social. It has been brutal. It has been so difficult. I've had to work with 4 different development teams on 4 different iterations of this to make sure that when I launch the best possible product that you guys are going to love, that I feel like upholds my standards of what Walkaway is and what the Walkaway name and mission and brand is. It has to be excellent. It has to be incredible. It has to be impressive to all of you guys. And as I said, it's got to be up to the standards of quality that I think all of you have come to expect with everything that we do with Walkaway. This has required me to do weekly meetings with tech engineers all around the world, sometimes in languages I don't understand. And I'm talking about literally the spoken language, let alone the fact that I don't speak technology. I don't know what these technical terms are that these people are using, but I have to sit in these meetings because it's my project. And so I have had to literally do hundreds of meetings over the last year and a half with tech engineers, developers, server and hosting companies, cybersecurity experts, dealing with all of this. And this is not my world. This is not my wheelhouse. It's mind numbing. It's like listening to people speak Mandarin Chinese. But somehow I have to be in charge of all of this because it's my project. And I'd also like to mention that I had to be responsible to raise all of the money to build this and to do it. And I'm talking about six figures of money, well into six figures of money. And so, in the middle of dealing with my criminal case, my civil case, and all of the trauma and devastation of what I was going through last year, I was out traveling around, all around California, around the country, raising money to build Walkaway Social. This has been a lot of information for you guys, and actually, there's so much more. But I just have to be honest with you guys and say, this has been a journey that began in May of 2018, and it has not let up for a second since then. And although some of you might be out there going, well, yeah, but when you got arrested, you disappeared for a year, or you went quiet for a year. That was Not only was that not a restful year, not only was that not a year off, it was the hardest year of my life. First of all, the work that I was doing was 10 times harder than the work that I was doing for the 2.5 years prior when I started Walkaway. Number two, there was almost no joy and no fun with anything I was doing. I wasn't doing any media. I wasn't doing any live videos with you guys. I wasn't doing any speaking engagements. I wasn't doing any walkaway events. It was literally just these like mentally taxing and brutal tech development meetings to build Walkaway Social while being completely disconnected from you guys, disconnected from my audience, and anything that I was doing. So that was not time off. It was not a year off. And I was also replacing all of the systems that had been devastated, our email systems, our donor portals, our payment processors, everything that we had lost had to be replaced, and then try to reach out to our donors once again and try to bring them back. So there was nothing easy. There was nothing relaxing or restful about that entire year, not to mention the stress of not knowing if I was going to prison, how long I was going to prison, if I was ever going to be able to recover from the situation. So now we find ourselves approaching the midterm elections of 2022, and the platform Walkaway Social is ready now to launch. I'm in the final stages of putting together a tech development or a tech support team so that when we do launch, we have the support in place that we need to make sure that the site continues to function beautifully, that you guys love the site, that we don't have hiccups and problems. And that's what I'm finalizing right now. All of this that I have gone through, that I have worked through, both with my criminal and civil cases and the platform, have exhausted me. I mean, I can honestly, I hate even saying that out loud, because one thing I pride myself on is having this sort of reserve of energy that I think is beyond what anybody else has. I think I'm the hardest working activist in the business. I think that I pride myself on being strong and formidable and resilient and energetic and never backing down and never stopping. But I am very, 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 very tired. Like, very, very tired. And so, as I've approached these final stages of getting the platform ready, which I intend to launch very shortly after the midterms, probably within 2 weeks after the midterm elections, I am trying to do the final work that I have to do leading up to the midterms, which is a couple of events that I have in California. And then I have a couple of events in Arizona while we're finalizing Walkaway Social. But I'm trying to sleep a little more than I've slept in the last 3 or 4 years. I'm trying to pace my workload right now so I don't continue to burn myself out. Why? Because when I launch Walkaway Social in a month, all of this is going to start over again. All of it. It is once again going to be a flurry of work, of activity, of interest in Walkaway, in the resurrection of the testimonial campaign. It is going to be Walkaway, 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 Walkaway. And I know that. I know that. I think that what we're about to do is going to make Walkaway bigger than it ever was. I think people are going to be more excited about it than they've ever been. I think that the testimonial campaign is going to explode in a way beyond even what it did before, which was literally a phenomenon. It was amazing. And this craziness is going to start all over again for me. And I need to be ready for it because it's going to be nuts. Like, it's going to be nuts. And so I'm trying to prepare myself right now by doing the work that I need to do to finalize what needs to be finalized for the platform and to finish out the commitments that I have this year leading up to the midterms, while also knowing that a storm of craziness is coming in. It's coming up the coast of my life. And as soon as we launch Walkaway Social next month, it's going to be nuts all over again. I'm in it. I'm ready for it. I want it. But I also need to be spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally fit when it happens. And that means I have needed for the last few weeks to pull back a little bit. I'm going to continue to need to pull back a little bit in terms of my public facing self and continue and just finish the work that I have to do right now and then get ready for this. And so I want to that was a very long explanation, but I needed you guys to understand because, like I said, somebody said to me the other day, we miss seeing you regularly. Well, once we get through this election in a couple of weeks, well, not even 2 weeks, we're gonna launch this thing, and then you're gonna be seeing me a lot, and you're gonna be seeing Walkaway a lot, and it's going to be insane. But I need to be rested and ready to go when that happens. Otherwise, I'm gonna like get right out of the starting gate and like die right out of the gate, and I don't want to do that. So I wanted to kind of be honest with you guys about just how intense all of this has been for me for years. I mean, it's obviously that first 2.5 years were a blast. It was so much fun, just always doing Fox News and Newsmax and doing events and doing video content and traveling around and doing street interviews and speaking engagements, walkaway rallies, walkaway town halls, the testimonial campaign, and promoting and promoting and promoting. I mean, greatest years of my life. So much fun, very difficult, very hard, but totally a blast. And then the last year and a half have been the worst years of my life. Absolutely far and away the worst years of my life. But there was no break from the moment I started this, like no break whatsoever. It was just brutally difficult from the beginning. And I know that level of intensity is going to be starting again very, very soon. So anyway, I'm in California. I have a couple more things I need to do, but I'm trying to make it a point to sleep every day more than I've slept in years. I'm trying to make it a point to get outside and jog every day for about an hour. I'm very near the beach where I'm staying right now in this house. I'm trying to make it a point to get out and get in the water a little bit, jump in the ocean, put my head under, and be kind of present, look at the sunset, look at the beautiful sky, be in the moment, and be present for the things that I've missed over the last few years because I've been working so hard. And then prepare myself because what's coming next is going to be insane. So anyway, I haven't lost any of my passion or drive or intensity or my desire to do the work that I do. I haven't been scared off at all. I'm not being pushed away. I'm not being pushed out. And I'm just preparing for what I think is going to be the greatest chapter of Walkaway yet. In fact, I don't just believe it. I know it. I 100% know it. And you guys are going to see it too. And I think you're going to be blown away with what's about to happen. Like, blown away. So I put a link in this video for if anybody wants to donate to the Walkaway Foundation. It's really easy for you to do. All you have to do is click the link. You can make a contribution. We would love it. Your funds are what allow us to do our events, our live our rallies, our live events, our educational video content, provide staffing costs for my team, travel expenses, etc. So if you want to make a donation to Walkaway Foundation, you can do it right through this live video. But I wanted to just let you guys know that's what's going on and why it may seem that you haven't heard from me that much. But trust me, the work never ends, and you're going to understand why when we launch Walkaway Social, our own social media platform to rebuild our testimonial campaign, our Walkaway community, our state groups, our discussion group, all of it housed under one platform that's owned by us and hosted on servers by people who are politically supportive, who support free speech, diversity of thought, and who don't believe in cancel culture. This is going to be a cancel-proof platform and house for the Walkaway community, and you guys are going to be amazed and love it. All right, Patriots, with that, I'm going to go out. I'm going to get some exercise, try to enjoy a little bit of, being present and breathing in, smelling the roses and, breathing in the fresh air and being in the moment. All right? Love you, Patriots, and we'll be chatting very soon. And if you haven't already watched the Black American Culture War Debate, go to walkawaycampaign.com. It'll pop up. Watch it today. You're going to love it. Watch it and share it. Share it, share it, share it. And share this live video too. Share this video with all your friends. All right? Love you, Patriots. Have a great day. Bye-bye.